and it doesn't belong to me.
It's a heretical book. You should toss it, right? It's not authoritative. You have doubts, and you got to apologize to make it sense, because your real God is the God of secularism. It's the God of nature. You serve Mother Nature, and everything has to fit into Mother Nature. That's your idolatry. You serve the Mother. Your mother is Mother Nature. Why is these things should be like not a problem for you at all? A true Torah Jew, no problem. If it's in here, it happened. If you don't believe it's in here, then Judaism's not
So, like,
for you.
what about the bit where Moses makes the sun stand still?
Why not?
Do you believe that actually happened, that the sun stood still?
If it says it in the Talmud, if it says it, it happened. And that's it. If you think that the powers in the natural powers of nature are so powerful that we can't affect them, then your concept of nature, of Mother Nature, is so powerful that God doesn't stand a chance against it. And therefore, you've given nature more power than God. And therefore, you believe in Mother Nature, and that's your God.
I just believe that God respects the integrity of His creation.
God created something, and He can manipulate it any which way He wants to at any which time.
I agree that He can.
He can, and He has. He can make the sun sit still. He did that before with in Navi. He made the sun stand still. What was it? Who was it in? I'm really bad. I'm bad with prophets, but in one of the prophets, He made the sun stand still. Was it Yechezkel?
I know. Yeah,
I
I
can't
don't remember.
Okay, He made the sun stand still. He split the sea, right? He what are the other things He's done? I don't know. He created something from nothing, right? The whole universe is a something, was created out of nothing. Yesh mi'ayin. What else did He do? He created something that's outside of Himself, which is free will. I mean, He did tremendous miracles, right? And if you want to just pass them off and deny them and try to, then you're not really part of Judaism. You're just sort of like, hanging on the side of it. You're like on a sidecar. You're on a sidecar. A motorcycle with a sidecar.
Do you believe that the sun revolves around the earth, or does the earth revolve around the sun?
Actually, Lubavitch Rebbe wrote an excellent thing about that for a scientific journal. Not for a journal. He wrote a letter. He was addressing a scientific society. I think the letter's on the internet. And he explains how when the Rambam says that I just have to read it. I don't know the exact words, but he uses like the theory of relativity, and he says that one is going around the other is going around. It's simultaneous. No matter how you slice it, you can make an argument either way. You can say it's heliocentric, or what's the other one?
Eccentric or heliocentric.
Right, because you can use the theory of relativity that Einstein showed, and yeah.
Does it bother you that God destroyed the world in the flood?
Why would it bother me?
Oh, He killed all the spotted owls.
You know what? These things don't exist to begin with. It's all a figment of God's imagination. And He just obliterates things. They don't exist. I mean, why should I be bothered by it?
Do you think Noah was a righteous man? I mean,
Oh, no, that's a real question.
When God said to Abraham, I want to wipe out Sodom and Gomorrah, Abraham argued on behalf of them.
Bingo.
But God comes to Noah and says, I'm going to destroy the world. I want you to build an ark. And Noah says, how big do you want it?
Yeah. This is the famous question. There's a famous question that's brought down. The parsha starts off Noach, right? And so why the double lashon? Why does it say his name twice? The first verse is Noach, right? And the answer that's brought down everywhere is because it's like two different men. Because on the one hand, he was this really righteous guy, and he was the guy who we know he was righteous because he was the only person in his generation who merited to be saved. And on the same token, for the reasons that Levi just pointed out, he doesn't seem like a really righteous guy at all, on the other hand,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because, like Abraham Avinu, right? If Abraham had been alive at that time, other guys would have been on that boat with him.
Mm-hmm.
He would have saved other people. Because that's what he did. He went out and he saved people.
Yeah.
He was like a Mormon. He
Yeah.
went door to door with his suit and tie
Yeah.
on and talked to people. And he would have brought in a lot of people onto that boat with him. Because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You brought up the thing like Abraham bargained for Sodom and Gomorrah. What about Moses on top of the mountain, right? Or not on top of the mountain, but he came down and he said, if you're going to, do anything to these people, cut me out of your book.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in that book. Erase me from your book, right?
Yeah.
So we see that he fought on behalf of the people too. We don't see that with Noah. So yeah.
I wonder what people said to him when they saw him building a really big boat.
No, there's Bill Cosby does a bit on that. That's really. You ever heard of it?
I'm not sure, and I wonder what Noah said to them. But
No, it's like Bill Cosby talks about. This was years ago. I was a kid when I saw him do this bit. But he said like for 100 and something years or something. He's building this boat. It wasn't like a 1 year deal. It was like
right, 120 years.
120 years it took him to build this boat, right?
Yeah, it was a big boat.
That was a big sucking boat, right? And he's working on this thing. I mean, like you would, in your entire lifetime, you would know Noah was one of your neighbors, was always working on this boat. Yet, in the entire time that he was alive and you were alive, he never once told you, invited you onto the boat, told you to do anything. He's just like, what are you doing? I'm working on my boat. And that was Bill Cosby's bit. It still works today. It's still in my mind.
So, chapter 6, verse 13 from the book of Genesis says the world was filled with lawlessness. And God doesn't like lawlessness. So don't go making political protests that block Sunset Boulevard or other streets and getting yourself arrested. Because God doesn't like lawlessness. So I had this radical left-wing girlfriend who got arrested
He loves
in
talking
some
about
political cause. And like, I revere law and order. I've never been arrested. Like, I was picked up by the cops once because I was running across the highway. But I've never been arrested. They just took me home and had to talk to my father. Which was kind of funny because my father a couple of weeks ago had given me a talk about never running across the highway. It was like Interstate 80 in Auburn. It was like, I think 3 lanes in each direction and a big center divider. Instead of like going around to walk over the bridge, I just like ran across the freeway. But I wasn't arrested. I was just picked up and taken home and given a talking to. So I've never been arrested because I'm a law-abiding citizen. God does not like lawlessness. Lawlessness makes me very nervous. And God doesn't like it either. So, do we Jews who live in the Torah corral, do we need to let the
Speak for
word
yourself.
know anything?
You love to say that, like we're some sort of sidkis and we're better than. I don't necessarily.
It's not better. We just live in a corral, like our every actions are governed by God's immutable moral law. We can't sleep with non-Jewish women, so your daughters, sisters, wives are all safe with us. We can't go out and make dirty movies or rap music lyrics. We can't write rap music. We can't. We can't go out and rally for the sodomite and the transgendered, and we'll never be activists to raise taxes or to create sanctuary cities for illegal immigrants. We will never bother you. Rabs and I live our lives in the Torah corral.
See, this is okay. I'm going to take up an issue with you right here.
Yeah.
This is a fundamental difference in our approaches, and I'm going to explain it. We both believe and know that the laws say that, what were the examples that you just gave?
We're law-abiding. We don't make dirty movies. We don't distribute rap music.
No, and you keep saying we don't do X, Y, Z, and I don't agree with that. That we both believe and know that the law says don't do X, Y, and Z, and that's all we can give you. Now, you may don't do X, Y, and Z?
We don't do that because we're
No, no.
governed by